Hello and welcome to MCC Third Season TV International Show. My name is John David and I'm the Business Department Coordinator here at MCC, and I'm also the host for this show. Today's show is very special, and it's very special for two reasons. Number one, the guest on today's show is one of my colleagues here at MCC. She teaches math at MCC. And number two, she was born in a different country, and also she had some roots also from a third country. So it's really an amazing story that we would like to share with you here today. So let's welcome our Sipra Echo, the math instructor here at MCC. Sipra, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for allowing me to be here.
It's my pleasure. And you know, it's, as I said, like when I was listening to your story, I mean, like, born in Nigeria, growing up in Nigeria, but also have some roots or Indian roots, and visiting India and spending time with family there. So I think it will be a very nice story to share with our audience here. So we start with a very simple question. Can you give us some sort of a background, introduce yourself to our audience, please?
Okay, I was born in Nigeria, and my parents are from India. And they moved to Nigeria because my father got a job in Nigeria. So we moved to Nigeria and we lived there. I was born there and we lived there for quite some time until I did high school. And then almost every year we used to go to India and visit family and live there. And we lived in an Indian home, like an Indian traditional home. But we were very, as children, we grew up with the Nigerian people, and we just loved it. We loved it. But we always visited India and learned the culture.
Okay, tell me more about the Indian culture, because you grew up in an Indian home, even though you didn't live in India, but still you grew up in an Indian home. Tell me more about your culture.
My culture, it's very unique, I think, because we grew up in a home where we had, we watched Indian movies a lot. We ate the Indian food. We had, the main dishes were like rice and dal, which is like a lentil, and curries and stuff like that we ate a lot. And also we spoke the language, Bengali, even though we were not able to write Bengali, but my mom insisted that we spoke Bengali, so
and that's good.
I'm fluent.
Can you say something in so that our audience also can hear even the native language? And if you can say something and translate it to English, please.
Okay, I can say namaste. That is one of the greetings that we use when you meet somebody, and it goes with like good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's just a normal greeting that everybody does, and you. And also another one, is very common when you have two people like husband and wife or whatever. Like "Ami tomake bhalobashi" in my language means like I love my husband, or I love you, like when you tell your husband that. That is something that I know my husband learned that too.
Well, that's good. That is good. Yeah. Is it hard to grow up in a different country when you have a different heritage? Is it hard? Like, for example, growing up in Nigeria, but you're growing as Indian. Is it hard?
It is a little bit difficult sometimes. Sometimes it was quite difficult because, like the traditional values. Like, for example, we were Hindus, and we practiced the Hindu religion at home. But then outside, it was mostly like we went to Catholic schools, and my dad put us in Catholic schools, and we learned the way that the students behaved in a Catholic school, and it was run by nuns. So they were very strict on us, and we learned that way. We just learned how to do things that way. Yeah.
And do you still like go and visit from time to time? Do you go to India and visit, or? When
Right.
was the last time, for example, you
Oh,
were in
the
India?
last, it has been a while since I went to visit my family in India. I wish I could go more, but then due to, finances, so. But my mom and my brothers and sisters have been to India quite a lot, and I grew up, in Nigeria with my one brother and one sister, so, and they're in the United States too, so they have visited quite a bit, but I haven't been able to go that much. But the last time I visited was in 1992, so it has been a while.
Okay, that's been,
Yeah.
okay, wow. Tell me more about traditions in India and also in Nigeria. I mean, are they different? Are they almost similar? I mean, can you compare, for example, a wedding in India versus a wedding in Nigeria, for example? Is it going to be the same or different?
Totally different.
Different.
The weddings in India, most of the time they take more than one day, so sometimes 3 days. They prepare the bride with different things, and then the man for the guy, they do different things for the guy too. So it's like there's so many things that has to be done before the actual wedding, and it takes 3 days to do that. So, the families, but the good thing about it is that the families are all, they get together and they work as a team on this. So, but in Nigeria, the weddings are, like one day, like in a church. They're, mostly, because Nigeria is like in the southern part of Nigeria where I grew up. It's Onitsha, where I was born. They're Christians there, but in the northern part of Nigeria, they're Muslims. So they have a different system also, but I am used to the ones in the south because that is where I grew up. And they have the, Christian wedding, so mostly Catholic weddings. So they go to church and they wear the, they wear the wedding dress and the veil and everything. So, and then of course they have a huge meal. And then the huge meal that they have, which also characterizes the Indian tradition, the huge meal is for everybody. It's not like you don't have to be invited to come for that meal. It's like,
so like
if everybody come along, and have, eat,
Yeah.
So it's just like a joy and, very, everybody's happy, to, be in that wedding or to see those two people get married.
Okay.
So that is how, the Nigerian, they're very hospitable, and that is how they operate.
I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to
Yes.
know that. Okay, other things, education. So you were raised in Nigeria. So you went, I assume, to schools there. So are they different than schools here in the United States, for example? How many years did you go there? What did you study? What kind of subjects you learn? I mean, do they teach in a different way than the way we teach here? Can you share some of that with us, please?
Okay, so in Nigeria, it's very strict, okay? Like I said, I went to a school which was taught by nuns. And mostly it's not just, not in a school taught by nuns only, it's like all the other schools too. They have a system where we have 6 years of primary school, so you go to primary school for 6 years, and then you go to secondary school for 5 years, and then you go to high school for 2 years. And then you go to college. So by the time you get to college, for 3 years, when you get to college, then you are you have gone through high school of 2 years, So it's like you have 6 years and then 5 years, 13. I mean, 11, 6 plus 5, 11, and then 2, 13. And then after that, you go for 3 years. So it's like you go for 13 years. So obviously, it's like, it's similar to America, but in the sense that the high school is like 2 years, and so it's 6, 5, 2, like that. So it's not all together.
But subject-wise, for example.
Subject-wise, they're very particular. Like they have to, math and English, you have to have. There's no,
it's not pick
you
and choose.
cannot get out of it.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Okay.
And for like, when you do math, in Nigeria, it's like you have to do everything correctly in order to get the point. there is no partial credit.
Okay.
So my instructors, they never gave us partial credit. So it's like you go through the whole problem, you get it right, and you get the problem right. So you're very,
Yeah. Well, Sue and Sipra, our producer, Chad Bishop, will start like rolling some pictures about again, your native India / also Nigeria. I mean, we have pictures from both, as a matter of fact, area. And as we start seeing pictures, so if you might just like give us some idea about what we are looking at here.
Sure, I can do that. This is a map of India, and the map of India, on the top is the Himalayan, and at the bottom it comes down to the Indian Ocean. So, and the map, it's just in a diamond-shaped form. So that is basically what the map is all about. But this map is not the latest map I could get, but it's basically what the map of India looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the map of Nigeria. Nigeria, I lived in Benin City. I'm sure you can see that over there. And in Benin City, it's a place where it is very, very, Nigeria is very populated. It's a populated country. And basically with this kind of situation, we have a lot of things that go on, like for example, commerce and, and the president here is Goodluck Jonathan. And the currency, here's the currency. We have the naira. The naira is what they use in Nigeria. And for the naira, for 1 naira, we have 100 kobo. So that is how, the currency is.
What's the currency exchange between the naira and the US dollar?
Oh, I didn't check that before I came today, but
around?
Not quite sure at this time.
Okay.
Not quite
but
sure
it's very colorful.
It's very colorful, yeah. And there's like 5, 10, 20, 50, and so on. They're different,
different sizes too.
Yes.
It seems to me. It's not
and
like
the president
ours,
is on it
a standard,
too.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's not like a standard, same piece of paper, but different values.
Right.
Okay. Wow.
Right.
Okay,
So
that's really good. Okay, what do we see now?
We see, this is the public transportation. People go in like little trucks like this or covered trucks. And sometimes they have so many things that they carry. And I always wonder how they go in that without getting scared of falling down. Or, a lot of times the trucks also get, spoiled and stuff like that. They get bad, they break because, it's overweight and stuff like that. So, but this is how they go, and and they love it. Yeah, and they love it. They enjoy talking to each other and communicating with their friends and stuff. Get to know new people. Okay, so this is in India, and this is a temple in Tamil Nadu, and a temple is it's called a mandir in India. And in this temple, there are so many murtis. Murtis are statues. And so basically they have, they go and worship. The Hindus go and worship in these temples. And when they do worship in these temples, they're, like they don't take shoes in. You have to keep your shoes, it's a very sacred place, sacred place of worship. And people respect, the inside and everything that is in there.
Okay.
Yes, they do. All right, this is a marketplace, and they have this, especially this area is where you have spices, different kinds of spices. Like you can tell, they're kind of exposed, but people buy it and they have it, they sell them in little, bags, and for very little money, you can get a lot.
Okay. Okay.
So this is from Nigeria, and this is the oil rig where you have the drilling. And it is, well, actually Nigeria is one of the largest suppliers of oil to the United States. So I thought that was a very good picture to show because it's, it connects to the United States where we are. So, and this is also in Nigeria. This is in a market where you have, this is the clothing part of it, where you have, different clothes, and they sell, used clothes. They all put them in little piles, and then they give you, they tell you how much they are. And people keep on bargaining. You have to bargain. You cannot buy. If they tell you it's 1 naira, you say no. No, you have to bargain, and you have to get the right, They come down. They start off with a very high price, and they keep coming down until.
And is this like something that you see every day there?
Every
or is it like
day.
only 1 day a week or
No,
something?
every day, 7 days a week. They're all there. People are buying and people are selling.
Okay, okay, wow.
It's wonderful, yes. And this is the Red Fort. It's where in India. And the Red Fort, when you talk about the Red Fort, it's made with kind of a red sand. They talk about it. And here they have the Mughals that actually lived here. And it is, it is very pretty. It's in Delhi. And, I went there. It was kind of, but I went there so long ago, so I don't remember very much about it. But it's a wonderful place to visit. If you have, if you go to India, this should be one of the places you should visit.
It does look really nice, very pretty.
It is wonderful, yeah, you should visit that, yeah, the Red Fort.
Okay, and okay, with that, I'm also noticing that you are dressing up, I think in the Indian traditional dress. Am I mistaken?
Yes, this is the shalwar kameez,
okay.
And the shalwar kameez is worn by the women in India, and most of the time they wear saris. Saris are usually worn also, and saris are usually worn mostly in well, people wear it everyday use, but the thing is it depends on what kind of a sari they wear. Some of the saris are like cotton saris or silk saris or Banarasi saris or different kinds of materials that are used for saris. Some of the saris are for everyday use, like going to the market and coming back, and sometimes some saris you use to go to a different kind of material. That is, you go to a place such as like to visit somebody or something of that sort. And the very, very expensive saris are for the weddings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for special occasions.
Special occasions, yeah.
Okay.
So special occasions.
Wow.
So those are the most expensive saris that you, yeah. So
well,
you
thanks for sharing all this information about your heritage and your native country and where you were raised and so on, and hopefully our audience enjoyed also the pictures that we shared with them and you shared with us.
I also wanted to mention that the Agra in Delhi, that is one of the places that if anybody would like to go visit, one of the good places that you would want to visit is the Agra. And is the Taj Mahal where it is in Agra.
Oh, yeah.
And the Taj Mahal is very, very nice. You have to, it's where this, the guy who built it, he built it in honor of his wife who died at a very early age, when she was giving birth. Yeah, she was giving birth to her baby and she died. So he loved her so much that he build that for her. Yes.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, I didn't know that. I always, I see pictures of Taj Mahal. I hear stories about it. People visited that place and told me about how great is that place to visit and so on. But I never heard the story. Story that you are sharing with us. Okay, Sipra, let's move to the United States now. When did you move to the United States and why?
Okay, I moved to the United States. Well, actually, I came to study in 1979. Okay. I came with my sister. It's a very beautiful story because I came when I was very young. I was about 7 years old. I started communicating with an American girl who lived in Sioux City, Iowa.
Wow.
And she is my pen pal, and she was my pen pal for so long. I cannot remember, more than 13 years we were, pen pals. And then when I finished my, my high school, she wrote me and she said, Sipra, do you want to come to the United States and study with me? And I thought, oh, wow, that sounds like a good plan. And then I said, okay, I would love to. So what do I need to do? Then she said, well, we'll try to get you in. You know, you can send your application in, and then I'll go and talk to the people and tell them that I want to room with you. And so everything worked out very well. And my sister came too. So then when we came to Augustana College in Sioux Falls, my roommate and I, she became my roommate, and her name is Laura. Laura and I roomed together, and it was such a beautiful experience for me to room with somebody I had never met, that I had communicated with for over 12 years.
Wow, that's really a story.
I have an article that was written by the college newspaper, and you know, someday hopefully I'll be able to show it to people. You know. Yeah, I really, I
think this is really a unique story. I mean, like how, you know, just like, you know, you communicate with someone without knowing who
I didn't even know who she was.
And then you end up later on meeting them in person and rooming with them, going to college with them. I mean, that's really, that's a very fantastic story to share with us.
Right, and my sister had to room with somebody else because I wanted to room with my pen pals. So they said pen pals meet as roommates, and we had a wonderful time. She's still in Sioux City, and she's still my best friend.
So your roots really go back way, way, way back to Iowa.
That's right.
You know, even
way
before
back
you
to
came
Iowa.
to,
That's
even
right.
before you came to United
I
States.
just love Iowa.
Okay, so you are done with your education, and then what's next? I mean, what did you do after that?
Oh, after that, then I did I did my bachelor's at UNI, and then I went back to Cameroon because my husband is from Cameroon, and got married, and we lived in Cameroon for a while, and we also lived in Kenya, which is East Africa. We lived there for some time, and then my husband decided, he said, well, I want to go do some more education, and he said, well, let's go to America and let's do something there. So he did his his PhD in Illinois, and then we went to Maine, and we lived in Maine. And then we came back to Iowa.
So you travel a lot.
So we're back here.
You know, you go in a circle and then back to
Iowa.
to
the same spot.
Well, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Sipra, can you just share some information with our audience about what you do now? I mean, you are a math instructor here at MCC. If you tell them when did you start working at MCC and what you do, give them some sort of an idea about what you do on a daily basis. Yeah.
Okay, I teach at Muscatine Community College, and I was hired here at the beginning of the year 2011, and I have enjoyed it so far. I love the people I love the people that I work with. I love the people that I work for. It has been an enjoyable time here, and I teach math. I have taught statistics, pre-calculus, college algebra, elementary algebra, and it has, every class I teach, I meet different, kinds of students and different, students that enrich my life. I'm hoping that I do help them to enrich their lives too. But it has enriched my life a lot, and in the sense that they bring a lot of things that I don't know too. I try to give them the math, and they give me more in return, I think.
Well,
so
that's
I love it. I just love teaching. That's my passion.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. That's really, that's a great, as I said same thing. I don't think, it's hard to change that profession once you are in it. I mean, it's really hard because for us, I think the best thing that we do is sharing our knowledge with other people, our students and other people. Yeah. And that's, I mean, when you see them succeeding, I think that's a kind of feeling that I don't think you can get anywhere else.
No, exactly. You cannot. It's just so profound. It's so. Many people wonder, like, what is, I said, no, it is very important. When you see one student turn around and say, okay, and you help them and they succeed, that is your greatest joy.
Definitely. You are right. Sipra, I want to give you a minute or two here to share with us whatever you want, whether about your childhood, now, in between, anything you want.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that MCC has done for me. I do enjoy coming here every day, even though I drive quite a ways to come here, but I do enjoy the drive to come here and teach my students. Like I said, it's my greatest joy, when I see one student turn around, because it always begins with one and then it moves on to, more than that. So I enjoy that a lot. And I've met a lot of international students. I met one student from Brazil, and I've had a lot of communication with her because one of my best friends lives in Brazil. So, there's a lot of connection there. And I met a lot of Kenyan students in the ag, building. So I meet, students from all over. So it has, really helped me to, know that there are other students that are there, also, and the non-traditional students are very, very special, because they are very eager to learn, what you have, in class and everything. So I'm very thankful for that. And I also, I'm very thankful to my parents, my mom, because she was a single mom, taking care of us since my father passed away when we were very young. So, she did a great job, trying to keep that tradition going, the Indian tradition. But also, I became a Christian, so that is another side of the story that I have. And I do would like to, extend my thankfulness to everybody that has helped me throughout, my stay here. And it has encouraged me a lot, in everything I've done. And I do want to meet people. I want to talk more about everything I have to say. There's so many things I could say, and my experiences in life, because there are so many of them. Yeah. So I thank you so much.
You're welcome, and it's my pleasure to have you here today on my show here. I mean, I'm sure you have really a wonderful and great story to share with us through this, through this show with our audience, and hopefully we'll listen to more and more of your great stories again at different events and different, functions. So as I always say, if you have any question and or comments, please call me at 288-6064, or you can email me at jdabit@eicc.edu. Till next time, Muscatine, bye-bye.